Hello, lovely people of the interwebs. It is me, William the Zellivan, and I'm back with a couple opinions about this game. Some things I've realized, some things I've thought. I've played this game probably around like 10 hours now, and those first couple of games I posted on my channel, that was like super noob will. But now I'm experienced and I know what I'm doing. I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I do for the most part. So here's some opinions I've come about this game. The first of which is the hippo. That guy's OP. Okay, the hippo is just the best. You get the hippo, you just instantly win the game. Oh, and if your opponent has a hippo, it don't even matter. You just put a garlic on your hippo. Then bada bing, bada boom. That's all you need to do. Another thing, none of these early people are ever worth keeping. They don't really do much. That's why many of the tier 1 guys are for economy. That's like why the fishes sell this, or the otter says you get an effect if you buy, the beaver says if you sell, and even the ant to some extent, because you could pill the ant, and by pill I mean murder your own ant with a chemical pill for destruction. And when the ant dies, it buffs your team, but permanently, since it's not in battle. Since you don't keep the buffs from the battles. Another thing I realized about this game is there's a handful of duos that are like best friends in this game. Like, for example, the elephant and the camel. Those guys are best friends. You know, whenever you see a camel, you're gonna try and want to get an elephant. Whenever you see an elephant, you're gonna want to try and get a camel. So you'll run into people and you'll see that their team has those kinds of things. And some other best friends I found are the worm and the rabbit. Those guys are best friends too, because the rabbit gives you more health, and the worm is constantly giving you an apple, a cheaper apple too. And some other best friends are the horse and the cricket. Those guys are best friends. And I don't want to say the flamingo and the pill, because that's just sad. You don't want the flamingo getting on the pill. And you might see here, what I like to do is I put the peacock behind the elephant, since whenever the peacock takes damage, it gets buffed, and the elephant deals a little bit of damage behind him. But that's not really that good. They're not really best friends. When I say best friends, I mean like it's really like the highest synergy I can think of for the similar tiered people. And there's some other builds I've seen, like this guy right here. He has 3 horses, and the cricket, which summons another dude, and the spider, and I get completely wrecked by those horses. Don't take that out of context. And then some other things I realized that I think my favorite build I've had so far is in fact builds that scale stats. I just like those fat stats. I can't get away from the hippo. When I see a hippo, I buy a hippo. And when I see a cow, I buy a cow. That's another thing. There's some even though many of the economy units are down in the lower tiers, and that makes sense because you don't really want to keep those lower tiered units. Oh, what am I doing with my microphone here? I'm breaking this thing. Jesus. Anyways, what was some other economy units? Oh yeah, the cow. You buy the cow and you sell the cow. I mean, I think we're gonna have to eventually go for a triple cow, because all the achievements in this game are get a triple of a unit and then win a match with a triple of a unit. And what I got here for you today is 2 games. The first one is pretty long. I think it's, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. So, and then the next one is much shorter. It's like 8 minutes. So this video is probably gonna be around 20 minutes long. I can't see the total time now because I'm gonna do a little bit of editing. I'm just voicing over this, telling you what I think about the game. And I forgot what I did in this game. There's some pretty lucky snags. I won't tell you if I win or lose, but I will tell you that it was close if it goes either way. And this was my first time playing with the dodo. In fact, when I saw the dodo's ability, I was like, oh, I thought it was a 50% chance to give the attack, but no, it's not 50% chance to give. It gives 50% of the attack. And then on top of that, if you level it up, it gives all of its attack, so whatever unit is in front of it. So my favorite units that I have so far are units that build each other up. So if you build the dodo up, you're kind of building 2 units at the same time, because whenever you give the dodo attack, the dodo gives attack to another unit in front of it. And see that chicken right there? It's the same thing. You get the chicken, and then the dodo will give attack to the chicken, and the chicken will give attack to the chick. So those are I've discovered these are my favorite ways to play. Another fun way to play is with snipers. So like the mosquito, he kind of sucks. pun intended. But then also, the dolphin, the crocodile, and the cheetah. Oh, no, not the cheetah. The leopard. The leopard's really good, actually. And I think one of my favorite units that people don't really use that often is the rabbit. Because the rabbit is just like... It's kind of higher up, and you'd rather have something else in that same tier than a rabbit. But just pairing the rabbit with the worm. Like how I said, best friends, you just get so many extra stats. Especially if you have better apples. Like +2/+2. Every single apple now is 2 gold +2/+3. And don't even get me started if you have more than one rabbit. Or you have a double rabbit. You'll just be winning back to back to back to back. And these aren't the best builds, but I like them. In fact, another best friend for food, like food builds. Those are probably my favorite builds. They're just so consistent because there's always food in the shop unless you get a cupcake or a garlic over and over. It's kind of funny. You always get garlic when you don't need it. You never get garlic when you need it. But one of the great things I started to discover was the seal. Whenever you get the seal attack, whenever you feed the seal, it gives attack to your other units. Now, here's the crazy part. You give the seal food. The seal buffs your dodo. Your dodo buffs your chicken. Or your rooster. And then your rooster buffs the chick. It's like a constant stream. Like, you see what I mean? You buff one thing, and then that one thing buffs 3 other things. You're multiplying the same buff over and over. And even when they break through my defense, my seal is just so big. Like, I got such a big seal. And then when I level up, it gets +2 attack. So the value, it's getting insane. And I find a leopard here, and I thought, oh, dude, I definitely need that leopard. And if I don't sell the rabbit here, I'm gonna be so upset. Oh, what have I done? Why did I do that? Now I'm seeing the folly. Why would I not sell the rabbit? I don't know. I wanted more health. Don't ask me. Don't ask me why I didn't sell the rabbit. It was not a good decision. I should have sold the rooster for show. I should have sold the rabbit for show. The rooster was a champ. He should have been on there. If only we had a cat now. Like, cat would have been really a great unit to get. And I get rid of the worm here. Man, I'm making all the wrong decisions. What am I doing? No wonder it gets to be such a close game near the end. Because I'm making decisions like this. Luckily, we find a cow, though. And we can, like, really stack up the things. A small misplay not selling the cow first. Like, buy the cow, sell the cow. Because some of the attack buffs go on the cow. When we'd much rather have them on the leopard or the dodo. And another thing in this game that I've noticed is the order in which things happen, you know, because imagine if the cheetah did its start of game before the dodo. That would really suck, you know. Wow, what's funny is I actually noticed it here. I think I saw the cow right away here. Yep, there I see that I've buffed that cow a little too much. And I need us to sell him and get something else. What do I buy? Food. I probably just buy that out. Oh, no, the rooster, right? I buy the rooster, right? Yeah. I mean, the parrot. That's what I meant. You're going to buy the parrot, right? You're going to buy an apple? What am I doing? The decisions I'm making right now are not making any sense. But, that's what you're here for. You're here for all those kind of crazy decisions, aren't you? And great, this guy has the most OP pet in this game is the hippo. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Maybe that opinion will change, because when I first started playing this game, I thought the mosquito was great, and I was like, wow, the mosquito is killing all my horses. But then I realized the mosquito, I mean, it's fine. Those first couple of games, I'm still not quite sure whether ties are a good thing or not. I'm under the impression that they're not a good thing. I think ties, you want to avoid ties, because you want to win, you know, because if you prolong the game, you're just going to be on like turn 17, turn 18, and you're going to find some dude with like a build that's so crazy, you are wondering how this guy hasn't won 8 turns ago, you know, and it's because he just got this insane board from freezing 1 turn ago, which happened to me a couple times. You know, you find an insane shop and you have 1 heart left, and you're like, dude, I have 1 heart left, I'm on 8 wins, don't you dare make me lose this. And you lose by a landslide because you fight some guy that's just absolutely massive. Unfortunately, we do go down to 1 heart here, and it gets a little nisky frisky. But not before we find another seal. And I don't even think we pick it up. Because, oh no, we do pick it up. Do we pick it up? What are you going to do here? William of the past, what are you doing? Just, oh, I see a giraffe. William loves giraffes. Okay, no. Yeah, giraffe is one of my favorite units. Because giraffe and monkey, like I said, just constant scaling. Oh, the cat. Yeah, that would have been a really great one to get earlier on. And another chocolate. In fact, this game gets really close, so I think we might actually be able to use... Oh, no. I remember what happened now. The last shop I find is the most insane shop ever. In fact, I took a screenshot of another shop I found. And that guy, he had 1 heart left, so you already know he's mad that I had this amazing build. And another leopard. Yeah, you know it. And I go through these couple of last shops here. William, wrap it up here. Wrap it up. I want to get to the good part. Come on. You already know what happens in this game. Was there a misplay here? I'm not quite sure. But, oh yeah, look at that. Double cat. A cat and a chocolate. I'm like, man, I really hope I win this. But if I win this, I think it's over because I got 9 wins, right? I can't see from where I am. I know it's on the screen right now, but I have some recording UI in front of it. I do win! Ha! So it was 8. It had to be 8 or else it would have been over. So I get the double cat. Then I get another cat. And I think I freeze it. Right? No, I just roll over it. Oh, dang. Oh, because I know that it... Oh, but you see, it could be a tie. That's why you want to freeze anyways, just in case. But a triple cat, level 3 cat would have been great. This is the guy that did me in, man. Or did I tie here? I think I tied, right? Oh no, I won. I lost to the bee. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's what it was. I lost on level 9. I said I had 2 games here for you, and that's kind of true. But I wanted to show you the results of some games in between. So here's a helpless shovels build. I'm just gonna move this UI over so I can actually see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. So this build, it was supposed to be like my pufferfish deals a ton of damage over and over, and I know it could have been better, but I didn't really find any good units for that. And you can see I had 5 wins there, so that was a little lame. Another one in between the last game was the tiny fungi. And I really was liking the way this build was going. I got my scorpion super juiced, which is another thing I love to do. Get a super juiced scorpion so it can kind of like beat up the first guy and then sting the next guy if it comes to that. Like some hippo build, it really wrecks hippos here. And here I had a hippo build. I was trying to do this thing where you buff up your hippo a lot, especially with the giraffe, you know. Any kind of buffing unit on the hippo is good. And the ox, I don't really know what I'm doing with him. I'm just trying new animals I've never used before at this point, since I still want to familiarize myself. And here, I had a fat dodo with a big leopard and the seal again. So it was starting to work out here. Again, I really liked that build when it worked out for me the first time. But it didn't work out for me now. Just the skunk is so amazing. This is actually the second game that I have. It went better than those other last games you saw where I was losing on like turn 5. You know, how do you lose on turn 5? That's insane. I skipped the first turn buying by accident, so you know, sorry about that. I just I didn't hit record until I had already done that turn, and I don't know. I could have done it back, but I wanted to I liked the shop that I had, and I didn't want to restart, especially since I already had a level 2 otter. And I know people, you know, you really shouldn't be buying the otter here, but I just like getting the bonus health so much on the units, even though you're gonna sell them. I mean, really, what am I doing? What am I even doing with these guys? The grotesque shovels versus the almighty rodents. It doesn't go too well for me. The spider's actually insane, because if the spider rolls the sheep, I mean, whoa, right? You know, the sheep is the real insane. There's some insane animals in here, and the sheep is one of them. It's a tutu that summons 2 more tutus. It's 12 stats in one buy on Tavern Tier 3, and on Tavern 2, on Tavern 2 you can get a spider that summons a sheep. So the spider's low key probably insane too. Now that I'm thinking about it, and let me just see. By this time, the otter's getting so big that I kind of can't afford to drop it for now. So I hold on to it, and I'm thinking about buying the ox here. Yeah, you're thinking about it. I just want to test out all the different animals, you know, that I never see people use. I never see people use the ox. I never see people use the crab. I always see the same animals people are using, and, well, you know, that makes sense because people want to win. You know, people don't want to lose. That sucks. Losing is lame. But I do want to test all these things out. Like, I see some people with the rat, but not very many. And you know, my brother, he made this crazy porcupine build that it was really crazy, where he had like a porcupine and then 2 more porcupines and then 2 blowfish, and those blowfish were maxed out, and the blowfish just killed everything. And I was like, oh, you're just gonna run into a hippo build and lose, and it killed the hippo, like a 30-40 hippo. And I was like, dude, that's insane. Don't ask me why I froze the flamingo there. I don't know either. Remember, this is William from the future commentating over William from the past. And William from the past, that guy, yeah, he has some learning to do. But luckily for us, we roll another one. And one of my favorite units, the seal there, is right next to another one of my favorite units, the Rhino. One time I got rolled by the Rhino, so I really like that effect that he has, where if he kills something, it shoots like a rock that deals 4 damage to the next guy. And if you don't know, that rock can chain off itself. You see that right there? It just killed he killed him, and then it killed the dolphin with the rock, and then the rock killed the rabbit. That's a crazy ability. And you know what that ability goes really well with? The Wolverine? Is it the Wolverine? Where extra damage is dealt? I think it's the Wolverine. Yeah. I would really like for that effect to happen. And you know, I don't really know what to do here. I don't really know what to buy. I don't particularly like to roll over and over, but the thing is, I hate wasting gold. When you roll with a gold, the gold doesn't give your team any extra stats, you know? It just gives you a chance for extra stats. But if you buy an apple, I know the apple doesn't feel good, you know? But the apple, you know, it's guaranteed stats, and that's why I like giraffes and the monkeys the most, you know? Because it's guaranteed, and here I actually spend a little while trying to figure out, how do I make this Wolverine work, you know? Do I put this Wolverine behind the Rhino? But then the parrot is not going to be catching the Rhino's ability, which is what I wanted to have. There was no way for me to go and do that, now that I'm thinking about it, right? If I put the Wolverine behind, then it copies the parrot, but the parrot... No, I can't copy the parrot, because that's what the parrot does. Yeah, see? So I think what I end up doing is putting the parrot behind the Wolverine. And the parrot acts as a second Wolverine, since the Wolverine's ability is the more important one. And I buy the cow there, get some extra milk on my Rhino, make that guy big and old, nice and big there. My spotted pill, no use for it right now though. Still got that beaver, that badger, whatever, what's that thing called? An otter. Yeah, I still got that otter in the front. It takes a massive swing from the hippo, and we take a massive L here. If only we were able to kill that hippo in the very beginning. But it's like I said, man, that hippo is OP, man. The hippos are built different. And if you've ever seen any animal documentaries, the hippos are legit built different. They're insane. Hippos are crazy. Do not mess with hippos. If you go to Africa, or you go to like wherever you find a hippo, the hippos will really mess you up. You got to be real careful. If you're not sketched out by a hippo, go ahead, look up some nature documentaries, see what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy here. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. And yeah, this is what I do. I try to get some extra stats. You know, chocolate, you always freeze a chocolate. I've never seen a not frozen chocolate, because that's in anything. Chocolate is my favorite thing to have in this game, other than scaling stats. And look at that little puny hippo. Yeah, yes, yes. The Rhino's ability was just too powerful, because instead of shooting 4 off, it shoots 7 off from the Wolverine. Wait, actually, no, it doesn't. It shoots even more. The Wolverine's level 2. I think it's shooting 9, right? Yeah, 6 plus 4. No, it's shooting 10. It's shooting 10 damage. 10 damage off. That's what it's shooting off. So the Wolverine, I've kind of grouped certain animals into different categories. There's your beefy boy, like the Rhino or the hippo or the ox or whatever. You want to keep those guys beefy and big. And then there's kind of like the scalers, where they're kind of scaling, but the scalers fall into a different category, which is like a tech. And you know, all the snipers are techs, like the crocodiles and the dolphins. Those are things to destroy and counter other builds, you know. But I think the best tech animal that you can have is probably the skunk, because the skunk, it is always effective on every build that I've seen. And the skunk destroys did you see the way I'm rolling this guy right now, by the way? Completely turned him over on his backside right there. And let me see, yeah, the skunk, it destroys the hippo builds, which is probably the most popular I've seen. I run into hippos all the time. And it's pretty surprising here what happens in this turn. I get some milk, and afterwards I didn't really want to get those sushis. I wouldn't be able to. If I had 6 gold here, if I could get 6 gold, I would have got those sushis. But luckily I roll a scorpion, and I just put him in the front, because I thought, if I win here, that's it. And the Rhino copies the Wolverine, and I mean, not the Rhino copies the Wolverine, the parrot copies the Wolverine, and the Wolverine backs up the Rhino, and I had a level 1 Rhino this whole time. And luckily, it was enough. We get to win. Yes, we do. And we won with a tier 1 animal, which felt really good. And that's all I have for you, actually. Hopefully you enjoyed these 2 games. I have a lot more experience in this game. I know what all the different animals do. I don't have to read. The first game I ever played, I had to read every single thing, and that's typically the way it goes with video games. You gotta learn the game, you gotta read the descriptions, and if you don't, you just get wrecked by the people who do know these things. And that's just how it is. I think that's how it is in really everything. But turn 14, it's not a bad turn. We had 2 ties and 2 losses in this run, and we did manage to get a level 3 tier 1 at the very end of the game, which is great because that doesn't seem like it could happen very often, you know, with a build like this. If you really look at this build, it's really not that amazing, you know. It's a level 1 Rhino with a Wolverine behind it, and then another Wolverine behind that. So this build was entirely carried on the back of this Rhino, and I got kind of lucky with hitting these spawner builds over and over. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. This game was a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed.
Thank you for watching my video. If you liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and comment your favorite part down below. Peace off!